So, I wanted to show off another thing I'm working on, and it is the wedding venue out back. And that is very exciting because we do actually have somebody coming to look at it. And well, actually they already looked at it, sorry. We do have somebody coming to have a wedding. They're not super picky, thank God, because the wedding venue isn't perfect. So it's there, it's available. You know, I've been working on it really hard, although it needs more work. Anyway, this isn't the exact path people are going to use. They're going to drive around the other side over there. But it will get us to the wedding venue. And we can see out back what's going on. And we can check out the grass, how it's growing. And it'll give us a pretty good idea of what's going on there. Go. Get her in gear here. Wrong gear. And I'm just going to show the path to the wedding venue. That would be something that you would see driving towards it. And it's been a few years in the making. This road had to get cleared out. I mean, it was pretty narrow. There's a few spots, like maybe that tree there, that's still tight, but overall it's pretty good. I did work heavily on trying to smooth it out. Still bumpy, not perfect. I don't know if you can make it out, but there are there's some grass growing down there that was planted recently. You can probably make out the posts on the left. That separates the animal side, and this road just sort of follows along. And eventually, we're probably going to move the wedding over to the right here. It will take a lot to do it. There's trees and things that are in the way, but for now, this is going to have to do. And so we're going downhill now. It's not super steep, but it's got a decent grade to it. I think that most cars in good weather could do it. If it rains really hard, then probably not. Some of these posts are better than others, but eventually, like I said, there should be animals in there. I'm trying to get some cows in there. I'm not going to talk too heavily on the breeds, but it should be interesting to see them out here as you're driving up to the wedding venue area. This is a nice little opening where I do a lot of my hunting. Sorry for the wind, just is what it is. Got an apple tree right there, been growing for 4 or 5 years. And stand up, a little too bumpy. Plenty of grass. If you look over there, you can see a bunch of cattails, kind of a swampy area. But you just kind of go off to the right here. I did definitely do some heavy work in here as well with an excavator. I ended up pulling out a bunch of trees, small trees for the most part, and did what I could to flatten it out, and I think it's coming out pretty good. Any grass you see growing in here was planted about, I'd almost say less than a month ago. I don't remember the exact date, but it has not been long. And that's kind of what we're going to go back there and really look at. This originally was a logging path, I do believe. And before that, I think it was basically a snowmobile trail for the people that own the property to go from one side to the other for fun activities, right? There's a few things on the side of the path that need to be cleaned up. I just passed some pallets, which I was using to smooth out this road. Unfortunately, it sort of broke, so I need to get it out of here, but I have been very busy just trying to make sure everything's functioning. I haven't had time to really do what I would call beautification. So now we're getting close to what I like to refer to as Shannon's river, Shannon's Pass. There's a little bitty creek down in there. You probably can't make it out. Once again, lots of foliage, lots of stuff growing right now. Very beautiful. I did take my time to cut some of this. I think I'll just do a circle to prove it. But basically, this spot right here is to sort of turn around, if you will. And yeah. You might have a bigger vehicle and you can't get it all the way in the back. It does get a little tighter in here. Once again, did a lot of excavating work. All the grass growing is recent, but I do need to come in here and sort of clean up some of these trees to make the path easier to maneuver for larger vehicles if necessary. For now, I think it'll do for what we are trying to do. You can almost see the road, how the grass is done. Now, I'm happy with what we have going on here, but I will say there are some dry spots that I'll need to work on, and there is a bunch of ferns everywhere. A ridiculous amount of ferns. But keep in mind, I completely plowed this field up and disked it repeatedly. It was a ton of work. So what we have going on here, in my opinion, is very amazing compared to what it was. Before you couldn't do, it was just ferns almost. I mean, it was terrible. Couldn't hardly do anything. So yes, a bunch of the ferns did come back. I do have a few plans on what to do about it. There are some bare patches, but even these bare patches, if you look down in there, they still have grass growing. It just isn't as thick as the other areas. Some areas got seeded better than others. So, and look, I've got grass down underneath those ferns right there, and just ferns everywhere. It's so frustrating. But like I said, I do have a plan, and my plan is to somehow cut these ferns back to get them out of the area. Some of the low spots just did excellent. Some of this is super bare. But like I've said before, for what it is and what I did, sorry for the bumpiness, it came out great. So this is going to be the wedding area for now. And we're going to hold a wedding soon. And I don't think they're extremely particular. They're just happy to have a place to do it. However, I will say, even though it's not perfect, I put in quite a bit of effort along with other people that are here on the farm, the Moonlight Farms crew, my sister Tabitha, me and Michael. One night, heck, we stayed up till 2 in the morning just seeding this stuff pretty much. Well, at least I did. He went in, I think, at around 12, which for him is really late. He goes to bed early. Of course, my beautiful girlfriend put in a ton of effort as well. I mean, we've dreamt about it, worked on it, spent money on it, spent time on it. And it's just one of those things where you're probably never really done, but we're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep trying to make it better. And I think eventually it could be worth something. I did plant grass in there that can be used for either making hay or potentially just grazing on it. Either cows, sheep, pretty much anything. And so, in that aspect, I think that it'll work out regardless. Little swampy area over there, and then it's hilly over here. So, very beautiful, very beautiful. No complaints. So, a little bit of cleaning up, and I think it'll be ready to go. Like I said, I'm gonna try to knock those ferns back with some kind of mower, shredder, not real sure yet. Well, we had a wedding debut today for the wedding venue part. It turned out to be not a great idea. It's been raining for 2 days, and to be completely honest with you, it just didn't work out. I think I must have pulled out at least 2 or 3 cars today from the back here. Yeah, and this ain't even the worst of it. But yeah, it's been raining and raining for, I don't know, non-stop, at least 2 days, I think. And it is just ridiculously muddy. I mean, forget about it. The only guy I got left back here in the waiting area, or if I can even call it that, is the, what is he called? Anyway, he's cooking up the food, you know? And he's kind of stuck back here. So I'll have to get that figured out. So coming up over here, in my opinion, got to be the worst of it. Me and Michael threw down at least a couple loads of some wood chips that helped. I mean, it was just, forget about it, nasty. Had a van buried all the way down to the frame. Would have been nice. The weather would have held out. Well, I am here to collect the van and the food. The caterers are still preparing, but it's their awesome van. The traction on it doesn't look too curb, so I'm going to tow them out. And it is a bloody mess. This is the wedding venue area. Of course, just rained out. And just a complete forget about it disaster. This thing seems to be holding up. Elizabeth's carport. There's some water pooled up there. I can't quite get it out, but the floor is just full of water. It's ridiculous. That's from yesterday when they were checking things out. My clothes are soaked. I'm soaked. It's just been a hell of a day.